So, Craig, years ago, back when we first started the channel, like 4 or 5 years ago, do you remember the pre-workout, the opposite one, should I say, to Vaso Blitz?
I do actually, yeah, their stimulant one. It was one of the first pre's we ever reviewed on the channel.
What was it called?
I want to say Full Blitz. What a classic that was. Wouldn't it be awesome if they brought that back?
Well, you're actually in luck.
What? What the?
Full Blitz is back. What can it do?
With a new
Hello there, guys, and of course, welcome back into another one of us, the Review Bros. My name's Aaron.
Craig.
And today, what have we got?
We've got ourselves Full Blitz.
And if you remember rightly, this one was actually out many years ago. It was one of the very first ones we reviewed on the channel, so it's a bit, you know, what's the word? Nostalgic to bring it back to the channel.
Classic.
I actually thought they shut down. I actually did. I think they just went for a rebrand and a slight reformulation. I'm excited to get through the usuals. What are they?
Yeah, so we'll be covering the taste, price, label and effects and working out if it's going to be your next pre-workout. And what have they got to do to thank us?
Please do like the video, drop your comments down below, and of course don't forget to subscribe. We put out at least 3 honest reviews per week, and we're here to try and help you out. And let's get into this one. Is it going to blitz your mind? That, of course, moves us into the first segment, the taste and mixability of the product. And this one actually comes in a bunch of flavours, doesn't it?
Yes, indeed it
What
does.
ones does it come in?
It comes in Rainbow Razzle, Blue Raz Rampage, Rocket Power Pop, Falcon Fruit Punch, and
Power Up Peach, which is the one we've got for the sake of today's review. And you know what? We would have definitely preferred Rainbow Razzle or Rocket Power Pop, maybe even Falcon Fruit Punch. Probably not Blue Raz, but it is what it is at the end of the day. And we're looking at 2 scoops for 22 grams. And we've just pre-mixed them real quick for us. Give them a reshake. It's not the colour I expected. I don't know. I guess it kind of is.
Yeah.
Mixability is pretty solid though.
Mm.
Gotta say. Gotta say.
It looks like a very dehydrated wee-wee first thing in the morning, doesn't it?
After a night out on the town.
Yes, indeed.
Let's see what she tastes like.
Hopefully better than that. Very smooth and pleasant.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one.
Mm. It's almost refreshing.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like 22 grams of material, does it?
No, it's really good.
Super smooth.
For a peach flavour, that's real good.
Goes down so easy.
Tiniest bit of bitterness as I've down the bottom of it.
Yeah.
But, all things considered, that is a very good tasting product. I'd love to have tried the rainbow one.
Oh, yeah. Please send us it.
Let's give a score out of 10. 3, 2, 1,
8.5.
It's good. Let's move into the price point.
Okay, so you can pick up this pre-workout from buildfastformula.com, 24 serving tub for $33.60.
Absolutely, and what we will say is there is one of those traditional sign your email up and get 10% off, and that'll make it actually a lot more affordable on top of what is an already affordable formula. UK guys, if we was to do a pure transition across, it would come in at £26.50, which equals, when you do the math on that, just £1.10 per serving, which on our consistent price and scale, where a 5 out of 10 is average, this is in at 8 out of 10. So a much more affordable formula than your average, right? And if you used to use that 10% off code, it'd actually come in at 99p a go. Crazy cheap when you especially considering the fact that it's a 22 gram serving. Obviously, that's a really positive spin on this second segment to the review. What is in the label to make it that affordable? We're getting a bargain? We're getting ripped off? Let's find out.
Okay, label time. Let's get into this. So 22 gram serving amount. First up, pure L-citrulline at 6 grams.
Yeah, good start to any label. 6 grams is a good dosage of a nitric oxide precursor, of course, helping with vascularity and pump.
Beta-alanine, 3.2 grams.
Yeah, nice dosage. Again, the clinical amount for the beta tingle, the itchy feel you get as a pre-workout kicks in. Of course, endurance-based benefits down the line.
Betaine anhydrous, 2.5 grams.
Yeah, jack of all trades. Another good dosage for hyperhydration, endurance, focus, pumps, power output, a bit of everything here.
Nice. Arginine nitrate as NOT3, 2 grams.
Yeah, working with the L-citrulline, an instantaneous form of nitric oxide, thus leading to more vascularity and pumps.
Calcium lactate, 2 grams.
Yeah, similar to glucose, it energises muscle cells, giving you that endurance-based benefit.
DMAE, 800 milligrams.
Nice dosage, not to be confused with any of the other DMs you hear out there. This one's there for the focus, cognition and clarity benefits.
Rhodiola rosea, 600 milligrams.
Yeah, anti-inflammatory, anti-stress ingredient, a lot of health benefits with that one.
L-theanine, 400 milligrams.
Yeah, love it or hate it ingredient, this one. You know, some people say it tapers energy down too much. It's kind of like a blanket to stimulants, anti-jitters. Some enjoy it for the focus benefits it can bring, and of course, a longer sense of energy.
Caffeine anhydrous, 335 milligrams.
Yeah, good dosage, around the average point, but of course your energy and stimulation there. What do you think of that one?
Nice, it's missing a digestive aid, but it does look like a well-dosed complete formula.
Yeah, I'm more honest there, I guess, in terms of our preferred V1. I think this L-theanine at a higher ratio than the caffeine could leave us with some energy challenges, but of course we know how it rolls. We need to find out in the real world, and the effects are coming up right now. And we're there, of course, guys. The effects, most important part of any pre-workout out there, because it really gives us what can it do for you, us, family members, friends. And we start our journey off, generally speaking, of course, in the route that it took us. And beta-alanine, if it's in your product, 99% of the time, it's the first thing you feel. And I guess this was no different. What did you think of that?
Yeah, so for me it was more like beta-alanine demalate. Like it kicked in mildly, but prolonged period of time. Quite mild though, what do you think?
I was going to say exactly the same thing. The truth being, a good dosage in there. There is no digestive aid, and it is actually quite a big scoop formula, isn't it? 22 grams.
Yes.
For me, I didn't really feel it. I would give it a 3 or a 4 out of 10 on the beta itch scale, and that's been truth being told. Now, what comes in next for myself was an ultra smooth wave of energy. I couldn't even actually maybe say the word wave. It was just a general tiptoeing in to your training session at hand. Obviously, this is not your stim junkies pre-workout, let's put it that way. Energy, truth must be told here, was low. It was probably a step above a non-stimulant formula. And I do think that's for one real reason, and that's that, as I feared when in the label section, the L-theanine does really step on the throat of the caffeine, doesn't it?
Yeah, and a mega dose of rhodiola rosea as well, which does similar things in terms of calming you down and smoothing over stimulatory effects. So yeah, like you touched on, it is basically, it feels almost like a non-stim, and it's not too dissimilar to Vaso Blitz, is it? Just with caffeine in it and maybe 1 or 2 other little additions, but it's not for anyone that wants a strong pre.
No, that's the truth. I feel like if you're going to give a non-stimulant or a pump-only formula, a 0 out of 10 obviously on that energy scale, this might come in at a 2 or a 3 out of 10. That's the truth. And that's actually a strength, because to a degree, because there's not many pre's on the market like that. You either get your non-stims or you get your energy-driven pre-workouts, generally speaking, of course. And if you don't want any negatives from a strong energy pre-workout, this would be it. No jitters, no nausea, no appetite suppression, no sickness, no high heart rate, no breathing problems. It's actually a daily driver energy healthy feeling pre-workout, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. It's for people that want to prioritise pump and power and not have any negatives that are going to get in the way of their goals in terms of like keeping you up at night, suppressing your appetite so you can't get your meals in.
Yeah.
So it has an audience in mind. I don't think that they're trying to make it a strong pre and they've failed. I think that they don't want to make a strong pre.
Yeah.
They've obviously opted to put the L-theanine in there on purpose because they're just going for that approach.
Yeah, and I feel like I would chuck a slight curveball at that, because on the website it does say about something along the lines of next level energy. I can't remember word for word, but it did lean into a high power pre-workout, and that's unfortunately not what it was. That's the truth. Now, let's talk about a real strong element of it, however, the pumps. The pumps were solid.
Yeah, they are, and as expected, they're obviously on label you've got your L-citrulline, betaine, arginine nitrate, other bits and pieces that prioritise the pump element. And yeah, I mean, that's really is the take-home point, isn't it? The pumps, I would say the energy and the focus falls in around average, maybe even slightly under average.
Under average on energy, focus, but again, yeah, as Craig said, it is under average, with the pumps and endurance and a general feeling, of course, of health being the stronger points.
Well-being.
Now, what we would say...
Savage pumps in the gym and the bedroom. Wolf pump.
Is we did prefer V1. It was a little bit more energy derived, and I do think you can still get your hands on it. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but your Himbine is always going to power up these formulas. I would have liked to have seen maybe a milligram of Alpha-Yo in this. I think that would have given it an edge, a kick, a spark. Now, a strong point, however, that price point, if you get that 10% off as well, I do think that is where it shines a bit more.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we have to factor in the price to a degree in the effects section. Obviously, if this was crazy expensive, we'd be saying a little bit different,
We'd be
wouldn't we?
slamming it.
Yeah.
But because it comes in around just over the $1 mark, and because it comes in under £1 if you can get a good discount on it, it's a good pre-workout for that. Do you want to touch on on one of the other things we saw, the 14 days?
Yeah, so it does actually say on the label here, it says, after 14 days of daily use, the ingredients begin to peak. And I believe that they're referring to maybe the beta-alanine, you probably need more than 14 days for that, but mainly the pump ingredients, and nitric oxide production ingredients, so that you're going to be most pumped after that 14-day point. And we believe that's the case with, you know, most pre-workouts. So it's not necessarily anything special or unique to this one, but it's something to bear in mind. But we've not used it for 14 days, have we?
No, we wouldn't have the capacity to do so. And the truth being, I think they're relying, they're wording that towards the arginine nitrate and the calcium lactate to really flood the muscle cells. So the only added advantages, I believe, after 14 days might be a little bit more pumps and a bit more endurance. That being obviously not more energy and not more focus. That's not going to be the case. And like Craig said, I do think most pre-workouts would have that stack-on effect with some of the ingredients. There is also the element of you'd have to take it daily for 14 days. Without a break, so unless you're training every single day for 14 days, you're going to have to take it on rest days as well. Now, there is that element of digestion there. So, I think that's about all that can be said. I think for the price point, yes. I mean, the label's not all too exciting, is it? A focus ingredient, DMAE's never done too much. Rhodelia is not exciting. L-theanine is too high, it crushes the energy.
Yeah, it's definitely going down the healthy route, isn't it? It's more like a health, well-being pump
endurance formula.
Yeah, that just so happens to have over 300 caffeine. So you will have to factor that in. Although it doesn't feel like 300 plus caffeine, it does have 300 plus caffeine in it. So, you know, factor that in when you're down in your Red Bulls and your coffees and whatnot.
Absolutely. Suitable for beginners, intermediates, advanced users who care only really about training and not necessarily getting stimmed up. Stim junkies, those looking for strong pre-workouts, it's a no from us. But a big thank you to Build Fast Formula for sending it on down. I do like the redesign, it looks a lot better. I thank you guys for watching along at home, and of course, as always,
Stay
stimmed. Thanks for watching.